How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Back with a little versus action. A little brethren, a little Civil War beerness in the form of the North Brewing's Imperial Cerebus whiskey barrel aged 1 versus 2. Yeah, a little Civil War action, brother against brother. The North. Up in Endicott, New York, not too far away from Binghamton, New York. They are known for a couple different things, but they are known for their stouts. That's what they do. They do a quite fun job of those. But yeah, they just had a release of a couple different ones and a 5-bottle set that I picked up, or had a friend pick it up for me, actually. Thank you very much, Brian. And this is in there. And I know nothing about these beers. I think I've had Cerebus before, but not the Imperialized version. But this is Cerebus 1, which just says on the bottle an Russian Imperial Stout. I believe it's Russian Imperial Stout, wasn't it? Yeah. Or it says Imperial Stout. Imperial Cerebus, number 1. Stout aged in whiskey barrels. 11% alcohol by volume. This is exactly the same verbiage, except it has the letter 2 on it, and obviously different colored labels. Is there a difference in the beers? I don't know. Actually, right before I went on, I went to go type in, be like, what's the difference? And I said, no, I don't want to know the difference. I'm going to drink them, see what the difference is, talk about differences, if there is any, and we'll go from there. Okay. So, as far as what's on the bottle, like I said, both say exactly the same thing, which is Imperial Cerebus 1. This is 2. Stout aged in whiskey barrels, 11% alcohol by volume. There you go. Brewed and bottled by North Brewery. It's got a little graphic on there. Can't really make it out. It looks like a graffiti style thing going on. I assume this is more like kind of like a little like barfy smiley face thing. This is more of, I can't make this out, more Rochefort level. And it looks like actual Cerebus kind of like demon in the background of that one. Kind of like splatter style art, but yeah, can't really make a difference out. So we're just going to crack them open. We're going to pour them. I actually really like their label stuff. So, let's give 1 a pop. Let's give 2 a pop. Yeah, not too bad. Let's see. Give that dual pour that I can master sometimes. Sometimes I can fuck it up really bad. I don't know. I think I did pretty good on that one, to be perfectly honest with you. I'll have to give me a pat in the back later. Anyway, yeah, I mean, pour-wise, they look pretty spot on to each other. Head-wise, exactly the same. Body-wise, exactly the same. They're just dark as dark could be. What I like my coffee to look like, a colored head. The same head is the same size. Literally everything about it is the same. So, there you go. We're off to a identical start. See if we can get a nose on 1. Soft chocolate, like a soft, I wanted to go marshmallow, but I'm not really getting vanilla. I'm just getting the softness from it. So it's like a powdered chocolate. Powdered semi-sweet milk chocolate. Which I assume is a combination of the barrel, which is vanilla. Sometimes I confuse a lot of vanilla and chocolate. So I assume you're getting a chocolate roasted malts that aren't too bittering because it could be the way it's brewed, but it also could be like the spirit kind of beating down that kind of bitterness, combined with that kind of vanilla from the barrel, which is combining with the chocolate malt, which is giving it a kind of powdery, kind of more confectionery kind of chocolate. There's a little bit of heat to it, nothing too crazy, but she comes off. The beer is there. You're getting those roasted malts. You're getting the beer, but you're also getting the barrel. It's not coming off too red, cherry, or any kind of dark fruit. It's more of a soft kind of vanilla that I think I'm kind of just picking up as like a soft chocolate. And it does smell a little bit dry. But she smells pretty fucking nice, to be perfectly honest with you. That nose is pretty banging. I should be a little bit more excited, but I'm just trying to remember what I'm smelling. That way, go into this one, give it a little bit of difference. See what this one has. Way more softer of a nose. It is. It smells similar, but the impact is way, way less. Way more neutral. You are getting a little bit of roasted malt. You are getting a little bit of that kind of soft, kind of chocolate powdered vanilla action, and I'm getting off there, but it's way, way less. The barrel, the booziness, that little bit of heat that I said is kind of on there is zero of it in here. Yeah, way less of a nose on this one. Very more muted, very much more muted, very soft. Still good though. So yeah, a little bit more impactful over here. Much the same, but kind of jacked up over here. So I should probably sip that one first, but I'm not going to. We're gonna go 1, 2, like we always do. Let's dive into number 1. Cheers. That's delicious. That might be the best barrel-aged beer I've had from the north. Ever. And that's kind of their gig. They're like fucking around with shit like that. It's really well done. Beautiful mouthfeel to it. Not the densest mouthfeel ever. Some people would want more. But I like where this one sits. You're getting heaping helpings of that chocolate. It's coming off a bit more darker, a bit more richer. Of that roasted malt. Again, a bit more darker, a bit more richer, a bit of bitter in there. You're getting a bit of the barrel. A little bit of soft kind of oak. Nothing too toasty when you got a little bit of toasted kind of oak there. Nothing too burnt, nothing too smoked, nothing too charred. More toasty, I should go like that instead of dismissing that. But you're getting a little bit of dryness from it too. The booze is there. Now, it lets you know it's there, but in a way that it's supposed to. Not like an over kind of heat thing. It's like, okay, I'm drinking a higher ABV beer. That's tasty stuff. Ageable. That's super ageable too. Yeah. Do this a year or two. I wouldn't go long haul on it. Nothing, I wouldn't go 10 years plus on it, but give or take 5 years. I think that would turn it into something absolutely bonkers. Let's dive right in here. No, it's not scientific. I already have this one in my mouth. Big robustness. Let's see where this sucker lands. I hate to just keep banging the same fucking drum, but it tastes like this, but a much more muted version of that. Let me take a sip of another beer over here, see if I can kind of neutral some things out, see if I can get anything more. Yeah. Mouthfeels. Spot on, exactly the same. You're getting soft chocolate malts from there. Not as chocolatey, not as roasty. I would say the alcohol is... No, I was going to say the alcohol is a little bit bigger in here. I think the alcohol, that heat they got in this one, that was kind of like, okay, it's telling you it's a big beer, is the same, but everything's smaller in this, but the alcohol level's staying the same. That's where it kind of lands. Mouthfeel's the same, but other than that, all those flavor points, all that kind of richness, that chocolate, the roasted malts, a kind of vanilla thing, that soft chocolate vanilla thing, that oakiness, is all just more muted in here. I don't think it's a difference between trying this one and trying that one, because if I go back to this one, it all comes back. So it's definitely not a matter of me just, trying this one first. It was readily apparent in the nose. It was readily apparent in the taste, especially going back and forth. Still nice beers. This is nice. This actually could turn into something pretty fantastic. But this one is actually drinking much, much nicer, straight out the chute, even though I think this one will actually end up being something even better. So let's talk a little bit of armchair science here, I guess you would say. They're both very similar, but this one is basically half, just for the sake of what's half of what, I don't fucking know. We're just going to use it for the sake of conversation. Half of what this is, as far as impact. Still a nice beer. Just, if I had this one first without ever having this one, I'd be like, it's a nice beer, but having this one is a little more diminished. Let's say you own these two bottles. There's nothing wrong with letting either of those wait, but this beer I would almost say give it time. Not because it's hot. Sometimes you want to give beer time because it's hot. Sometimes you want to give a beer time because it's too edgy. This, I think, has some growth in it. This, I think, actually can turn into something a bit more. Will it? I don't know. I think it will based off experience, but I don't know. This, while I think would do well with some time, I think is drinking really nice right now. So if you actually have these sets and you're kind of up in the air about which one to crack, I definitely go with the number 1 first. Unless the number 2 sit now. Do they plan it that way? I highly doubt it. I assume what you have here is basically the same beer in 2 different whiskey barrels. There was no blending done. I assume, Zach in the North got a couple bourbon barrels, a couple different whiskey barrels, and they had enough to kind of throw in some in one, some in the other, and that's the whole 1 versus 2 thing. Because that's all I get from it. I don't get anything different other than that. I don't get batch beer difference. I don't get any kind of adjuncty things. All I get is, okay, maybe there's a little bit more of a whiskey presence going on in this one. Because I might back up on that one. Maybe it is a beer thing. No, it might be a combination of the two, actually. Let me rewind that. I think it's the same recipe in 2 different bourbon barrels. I think this one is a beer brewed and then put in barrels, and I think this is the same beer brewed, put in different barrels, and I think the beer came out slightly different both times. I think it was a smaller beer in a smaller barrel, and I think it was a bigger, and I mean flavor, not ABV, they're both coming out 11, in a more vibrant barrel. Let's put it that way. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe chime in, man. I know. You're a creeper. You watch things, especially stuff about your brewery. So, but yeah, both are absolutely fucking fantastic. But this one is definitely head and shoulders above its little brethren. So yeah, there you go. That sucker wins. But yeah, both absolutely fantastic beers from a brewery that does fun stuff. So let's talk about are these some of the better barrel aged imperial stouts that I've had as of late? In the conversation, not the best. Are they one of the more exciting for me? Yes, for a couple of reasons. One, they're semi-local, so the more better, because that's English, beers you have access to locally, especially from local breweries, that's fantastic. So the fact that these are coming out semi-locally is absolutely thumbs up. And just the fact that, there's people producing these beers out to the chute. You have a lot of breweries that make these hazy, hop-forward offering beers, and that's what they do for forever, and then eventually did dip their toe in the stouty waters, and it's kind of what the North has done from the get. So that alone is worth kind of throwing down some ducats and picking up some beers to keep those guys up and running, because that's kind of like a mentality, and that's kind of like a team that not a lot of people are on. The stout team, the barley wine team, those teams are they're the minority in the beer world. So to see somebody doing stuff like that is pretty fucking cool. And yeah, they're fucking good too. So that's another reason to buy them. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Oh, did I go over the other parts? Value and availability. It was $65 for 5 bottles and brewery only. There you go. How about that? Slip that in there. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on tap. This dude, Massive Beers. All 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice Stout Fest right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.